So, for the past year and a half, I'd say, I've been learning different writing systems very, very on and off, and I know nothing about the languages. So far, I have three under my belt, three real ones. They're obviously the Latin alphabet, so English, the Greek alphabet, Greek, and the Cyrillic, specifically Russian, on Duolingo for Greek and Cyrillic, so bite me, but that was the best way I could find it. And I feel like, So I decided three, that's like a magic number. So I'm combining them now. And look at this. Got a whole list of all the letters and how they can add up. So we're just gonna run through it real quick. I made a conlang off of this, by the way. I just kind of said, okay, if there's basically two that kind of agree, then it goes on the list. You'll be surprised, it's not that much actually. So, obviously, so I took from Cyrillic and Latin mostly. K, all, D, delta, and D. No, in Cyrillic, this letter is a ye sound. It's close enough, and I'd rather not write epsilon. Phi, yeah, gamma, chi, e, m, o, full consensus, p, pi, ra. That one's a trill, specifically, I should say. And it's just, obviously, that one's weird. If you'll look here, sigma is normally written like this, but at the end of a word it's written like this. And this one's the one that agrees more with C and S. So I just borrowed that directly because that's the basic compromise, and it's only at the end of a word. And there's t, u. Now, for this one, I used the Greek reasoning. This letter in Greek makes an e sound, but when put behind an o, I wrote it pretty small here, it makes an u sound. So the entire thing makes an oo sound. So I figured that's good enough for it to. I mean, there are 5 vowels. I like vowels, you know? Alright, then B for va, because beta in Russian. Then X didn't agree well enough. Then gamma again, because in Greek, gamma's kind of like between a G and a Y, I think. And zeta. There are more letters, but they didn't really have equivalents. I'm only using one letter, so theta here is th in English, but that's multiple letters, and I didn't count it. So this is final abaca. The I say it's somewhere between D and ev, of course. I say kind of in Russian, it would be written like crab guy, and B just basically just move the tongue forward a bit from a duh. That's how I write it though. Or that's how I say it, but really it should be treated as both and just one. Then there's A to ish, kind of in that area. F, G, H, I, M, N, O, P, R, S, only at the end of a word. T, U, V, Y, and Z. Now, for the actual conlang, okay, so for the grammar and the alphabet, I kind of averaged the 3 languages. I don't speak Russian or Greek though, so I just went on the Wikipedia for the grammar, and for the alphabet, I went to Duolingo, and for words, I just made whatever. None of the languages had any involvement in the words, but the grammar and alphabet, they did. So it's SVO, yeah. Adjectives go before, because they do in Greek and English at least. Now, there are 3 genders: masculine, neuter, feminine, where masculine ends with a consonant, neuter ends with o, a, or u, feminine ends with a or e. Now, for adjectives, they go before, yeah? They have a base. So here, be is the adjective good, right? If it's going for a masculine, just put the same consonant. So, cheese in this, because I am Wisconsinite, is bum. So if I wanted to say good cheese, I'd say bim bum. Then if it's, and same vowel. And so for a neuter, it'd be bay, but for a neuter that ends with an O, it'd be bo. And if it ends with an oo, it'd be boo, right? Now, this is a pronoun chart. I wrote it really shittily though. It's main, me, me for these three, then vav, vu, vi, and then kuv, ku, ka. And dual and plural. You can, the in parentheses, that's for masculine because it ends with a consonant. Now, I said open vowels close. Not really. It's just these three rules: A to A to U, and O to E. And add this at the end. That was inspired by what I've seen of Greek. They like the vowel changes, and I like the vowel changes, so good. Verbs. Real easy. Now in Russian and English, the verbs really only change for past and then present slash future. But I added a between, which basically what you can do is just is past and future and between, which is basically like past leaking into present, all of present, and present leaking into future. That's what that's saying for between. And then also number. So I should have said there is singular, dual, plural, because that's pretty pog, if you ask me. I'm not going to read all this. I'm not going to read all this. You can see with your eyes. So, like, if I did something, and I am obviously single, I would use a verb ending ni. Now, this is kind of the interesting rules that I just shout out on my own. So stop degradation is basically good to puh, where it's back of the throat to bilabial, stops, and then plosives, not really stops. My bad. And then voiced to unvoiced. I mean, you can see in this case, delta is traded as a duh. But basically, if an adjective ends with a stop and then a vowel, and it switches the gender from neuter to feminine or feminine to neuter, for neuter to feminine, it goes from good to puh, and vice versa. So, a good example of this is here. I made a real quick little list of words. I don't care about this language that much. This is kind of showing a concept, but it's a pretty fun language though. Anyway, good cheeseburger. I should also say there is no the, and there is no no definite or indefinite articles, because Russian does that, and that is so based. Anyway, good cheeseburger. Menani pa ba mita. Now, if you remember, good is bay, but a is neuter, and bamita ends with an a, which is feminine. So this has to match. This last vowel has to match this last vowel, so it changes to a, and then you see it goes from neuter to feminine. So we go on this list, and it goes neuter to feminine goes this way, so it's b to p. Yeah. Anyway, fricative degradation, on the other hand, is mostly just if a fricative goes before a stop, like if it gets pushed there, mostly from, like, the verb endings, let's be honest. The stop, okay, the fricative goes down this line. There's no going back. In this case, delta is treated as the. It's important you treat it as both. And then, the stop matches its voiciness. So, kind of good example. We were bad, now we're good. Yafkima, yafkebe, where yaz is to be. I just realized what that sounds like. Yes. Fuck me. But yafkima yafkebe, right? That's good. In this case, obviously, the adjectives are treated more as nouns. Like, kinda like they don't really have to change if they're just on their own, you know? Anyway, oh yeah, it's also pro drop for pronouns. Because obviously you don't need it if you have this shit. Anyway, also going back to this these 3 vowel changes, if we look here, this gives a good example. Munosafama bamites. Yeah. Now there is no stress written in. I've mostly been putting it on the first syllable. It's kind of wherever. Literally, this language has like 12 words, so not exactly the most widespread internet language, but you know, just showcasing what I enjoyed this project. That's mostly what I've been doing in conlanged, just doing little projects to see what I can do. And I approve. This one was pretty fun. So I have some extra sentences, some more. And then I'll write one with you. So they had good cheese. Dus chok bam bam. And I ran to the store of cheese. Min roni I pav gabam. Alright, now let's say he ate my cheese. Literally, I just really like cheese. So he is a vav. So just and a is a stem for to eat. And then we go here. My thumbnails are long because I play kalimba. Singular past, yeah. What the fuck? Oh, what? That's supposed to be an E. I don't know what that weird line was. But anyways, Agi, Vav Agi, and then cheese of me. So that's Bam. Ga. And then, surprisingly, I am masculine, so main. Ga main. There you go. We just wrote a sentence together. Vavagi bam ga main. See ya.